subject.
Oh. Is the recording device turned on?
Yes, we may proceed.
Keep it quiet.
Leave it to me.
What the fuck is happening?
Hello, Leonard. Do you remember me? I'm Dr. Hawthorne.
What do you want?
Oh no, Lenny.
Well, you may not remember this, but yesterday you went inside a place. A big room. We need to know what happened in there. What did you see?
I don't remember.
You need to make a big effort to remember, Lenny, or unpleasant things may happen.
There was a tunnel, but not ours. Things looked different. The smell, oh, such a bad smell. And then, no.
What happened next, Lenny?
At the end of the tunnel, I entered a room. Oh, my head was in pain. So much pain.
Describe that room for me.
I don't want to go back. I don't want to remember.
Describe that room. Now.
Oh god. Okay.
It's so large. The walls are strange, with shapes I've never seen, and there's a glow everywhere. And in the center,
What is at the center of the room?
no,
What did you see?
my head is pounding.
Think. Think. Remember.
No, 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 no.
Oh. Hawthorne used that?
You must remember, Lenny, for our sakes.
Cracking what?
What did you see in the room?
Oh. Oh. Keep going.
I'll turn off the recorder until he's ready to speak again.
Great. Great. Just great. Okay. Woof. Alright. Play Hawthorne's Reel, explore director's office. We have some new topics. Bertrand symbol, abuse of patients, finding in tunnels. Film spool. And we got a new key. What in the fuck? Okay. Okay. And Julia's still gone again. Okay. On the plus side, with the film spool, we can actually... Oh. Whoa, okay. I'm not sure I actually want to see what's on this film, but... I mean, we're gonna watch. Alright. This is probably the missing reel. Okay, so before I do that, let's save again. Yes. Okay. Bingo. Let's get this sucker going. Oh, God. What in the fuck? Artifact? Huh? Oh, son of a bitch. Okay. Well... Okay. Retrieve item in basement. Explore director's office. The fuck? Okay, well, I guess we're gonna go to director's office first. Oh my god. What the hell are they doing to these people? I mean, okay, it seems pretty clear so far what's been happening in the sense of, like... So, they were digging tunnels to try and change the layout of the building, essentially. They were using the patients to dig the tunnels. They found... So from what we've seen so far, they found, like, some kind of a hallucinogenic fungus thing. Oh my god. And now there's talks of, like, some kind of ancient, huge, ancient room? What the fuck? 2 a.m. Spend 6 hours in the asylum. At last I found myself at the heart of the institute, the director's office. Was I going to find inside the answers I was desperately seeking? Are we here too soon? I feel like there's a bunch of other stuff we still need to do. I mean, I'm in here. I might as well look. Wait, the director seemed to have a captivating collection of art. Elegant urn which hopefully didn't contain any sort of cremated remains. Uh-huh. Okay. May have been the painting of a renowned artist, but it felt like a sadistic act of torture. All these drawers were shut tight. Nothing here for me. Okay. The elegant fireplace was a neat match for the style of the room. An impressive desk occupied a large section of the room. Yeah. Must have been quite the honor to display all these framed diplomas. Large collection of books, mostly focused on topics of surgery and psychiatry. The human mind. Couldn't make out what these jars were filled with, or why they were in this office in the first place. A decoration made of marble crowned this shelf. Cozy coffee table decorated the corner of the office. Alright. Well. Oh, you won't let me... Can't travel from this side. Okay. Drawers first. Seemed like a fine and expensive ink bottle. Director in suit seemed like handwriting. Okay, what's this one? The Vision of Walter Hanwell. The Hanwell Mental Institute was founded by Dr. Walter Hanwell, whose remarkable knowledge of the field of mental health care shaped the philosophy and forward-thinking nature of the establishment. As a young and promising general surgeon, he became fascinated with how mental illness worked, and firmly pursued his goal of understanding the intricacies of insanity. Dr. Hanwell actively encouraged colleagues and contemporaries in their studies of mental pathologies, earning him the reputation of benefactor of the insane. His strong legacy in the subjects of psychology and medicine permeates every room in the Institute. Okay. Dr. Hanwell was also known for his open mind when it came to the application of experimental psychiatry, surgery, and more enigmatic forms of alternative medicine. One of Hanwell's greatest contributions to the field was the creation of the Straub, an ingenious contraption for probing brain tumors, which is discussed later in this article. While this wondrous machine showed promise, it was developed too late for its time. He invented the Straub just before the dawn of a new technological era in which the proliferation of the far less intrusive magnetic resonance imaging, MRI, used for the detection of brain tumors pushed it all too quickly into obsolescence. Walter Hanwell's approach to mental health care was not without its share of controversy, however. He was known for adopting a mindset strongly focused on achieving fast results, disregarding established ethical standards in the process. Oh, great. One example of this was his blithe attitude towards conducting experiments on live animals, a practice already rejected among his peers. An anecdote in the annals of Hanwell Mental Institute history describes a shipment of foul-smelling rats transported to the premises for this gruesome purpose. In later years, Dr. Hanwell's interest shifted toward more holistic, perhaps even spiritual, methods for uncovering the secrets of the mind. Huh. Okay. Bunch of pencils scattered in the drawer. Okay. Oh. Old pens of no use to me. My esteemed colleague, I received news of your current line of research. What a remarkable find. To think you chose to erect the building in that particular spot. Without a doubt, the Moirae have guided your way. See if you can locate in your local library a copy of the Scolix Vellum, an ancient manuscript by an anonymous author, which presents an alternate configuration of constellations, one deemed too profane by the would-be astronomers of his age. It's a fascinating read that you'll find of exceptional interest, and I believe it will also assist you in making sense out of your fortuitous discovery. Oh no. Yours respectively, A.M. Uh-huh. Ambrose. I must hastily write this letter to you, as an unexpected turn of events may have hampered the long-awaited resolution of our work. The book you recommended did indeed provide the means to understanding those primordial arrangements. Ambrose, we unlocked it. What an extraordinary document, so precise. What seems to be inside, I can't elaborate further and couldn't even if I tried my best, but I'm penning extensive notes for posterity. We must act quickly. It was a plan in motion, so to speak. As far from the scholarly treatment this immeasurably overdue encounter deserves, but circumstances are acting against us. We need visual information that few human beings are able to provide. However, as you rightfully said yourself, Providence is on our side. You'll what? Random old book covered in dust. We prepared to delve deeper into the tunnel. Ellis had a few words with security staff, playing the bad cop as usual and warning them about patients often going missing, while I returned them to their cells. Afterwards, as things went quiet, we grabbed a lantern each and scattered out the regions beyond the crevice. The smell was nearly unbearable as we traversed the tunnels. I could recognize the handiwork of our motley crew in carving out the walls, but suddenly the shape, or rather texture, of the tunnel began to change. It was still man-made, dare I say, but yet different. Clearly the result of more crude tools. The rocks had developed a shiny, slippery surface, massaged by the history of who knows how many countless centuries? Millennia? This is sounding cult-like. How's the spooky going? This is sounding cult-like. A little bit, Maddie. I'm pretty sure they found some Lovecraft shit. As we stepped forward, we noticed curious patterns on the stone walls and also objects such as pots, effigies, and other fragments scattered on the ground, which were covered by a layer of spongy moss. Somehow, a whole ecosystem had survived within these underground prehistoric walls. I pondered the deeper secrets that could be concealed within the bowels of this towering cliff. When I grabbed one of the items on the floor, my eyes were dazzled by a craftsmanship unlike anything I've seen in my life, not even in specialized publications or museums. It felt strangely alien, with hints of human crafting, yet at the same time it was not quite human. When I showed a weird sculpture to Ellis, he seemed more excited than I expected and urged me to move forward. We resolved to move these fascinating objects to a location where we could properly research them. We both agreed that the third floor of the hospital, currently in disuse, would be a suitable spot. Needless to say, there was a mutual agreement to keep this find from the rest of the staff. The continued investigation of these newfound underground tunnels are far more important than the remodeling of the building. Ellis warned me about expenses and such, but I dismissed such mundane considerations. Words aren't enough to convey my excitement. My hands are shaking with adrenaline as I transcribe this account. What we found at the end of that tunnel, it is beyond our comprehension. An ultimate glorious secret right here beneath us. Ellis, impetuous as he is, motioned for us to go in, but I caught a glimpse of his presence, which was enough to paralyze my body and mind for what seemed like an eternity. Yet a fleeting moment must have passed as I grabbed Elsa's arm and ordered him to stop. We cannot go in. Our rational minds wouldn't be able to stand it. The same patients from Group E as before are the key to making progress. It's nothing short of a miracle that our financial woes prompted us to resort to using our own patients to conduct the work rather than a professional construction crew. Patients have no idea what we found, and even if they spoke out, who would believe them? Tunnels, weird smells, strange artifacts? An idea is forming in my head. I'm sure Ellis will agree. It turns out their fears are more useful than we thought. They've helped us come closer to the entity. I've no other words to describe him now. No rational mind can withstand his sight. After all, what do we know about reality? It's all merely electric impulses traversing our neurons. But if an alien being operates beyond the limits of our comprehension, those impulses would fry our brains, unless our minds aren't operating correctly to begin with. Oh no. They are indeed able to visualize something we couldn't possibly process with our sane minds. The fear they experience when they enter that chamber is evidently unbearable, according to their own testimonies, even worse than long-standing fears from their own past, yet something sticks in their damaged brains. We are unable to recover that information unless we somehow reproduce the same emotional conditions as those the patients had upon entering the chamber. So far, we've been able to recover one piece of knowledge from each one by stimulating them to experience their past fears using various methods. If we put everything together, then maybe an unexpected turn of events. All patients presented to the entity have developed an anomaly. Something physical has changed in them. As far as we can tell, they're all developing brain tumors. Why is this happening? We can only guess, but the evidence is unquestionable. Is it that even their damaged minds can't withstand the glorious sight of the being underneath? Or is there a deeper meaning behind this alteration in their physiognomies? What the fuck? But didn't the one doctor say it was the mold? Or the fungus? We have no choice but to further investigate these tumors, yet we can't do it alone. The extracted tissues must be subject to standard procedures and thus thoroughly analyzed by our pathologists. For obvious reasons, the source and nature of the masses can't be disclosed. We can't drop them on their tables either, as questions would be asked. It's a blessing as it is that the straw is working properly and leaves no scar, but we can't push our luck. Ebers Baker is growing suspicious. We toyed around with the idea of firing her, but that might draw attention that we can't afford right now. Ellis had the brilliant idea of stimulating tumor growth in the same rodents already assigned to oncology. It's another fortunate coincidence that they're genetically similar enough to humans. Soon they will be studied, and we'll get the information we desperately need. Ellis will take note of the identification tag and watch the team closely. We established that for a tumor to manifest, one must remain in his presence for a certain period of time. Still, I asked Ellis to subject me to a brain biopsy after my fleeting glimpse of those unfathomable shapes during our first time in that tunnel, just to be sure. I'm safe. Something isn't right. The patients, they're acting differently. It's difficult to pinpoint in what manner. They simply don't feel the same. Last night H was found lost in the basement and we didn't take him there. Also, L is known to experience absence seizures, but today I observed him in the yard and he spent many hours just staring at the ground below him. They act as if... No, that can't be. Why would they? We must do something, and soon. Ebers Baker is bound to notice. I'll have Ellis recommend shock therapy in the case of L. We risk an uproar, but there's no other option. Great. My worst fears have been confirmed. There was very possibly something wrong inside me. Yet, if that was the case, was there any solution at my disposal? First step was to confirm the tumor was real. Nothing. They looked like ordinary annotations. Okay. Okay. So we might have a tumor. Cool. Great. Are we gonna go to 3 now? Oh. Hi? Please don't tell me you're gonna miscarriage right here. For the love of God, please don't. Don't. That was the fountain, though. Record book updated. Get tissue sample of tumor. Perform biopsy. Retrieve item in basement. Brain tumor. Patient's fears. Holy crap. There is suddenly a lot to do. Oh boy. Okay, there's the fountain. 2 more. I'm gonna do another save real quick. Or wait, no. Save over a different one. Let's go with here. Okay. Okay. So... Alright, so we need to confirm the tumor is real. So wait a minute, like... Okay. Hang on. There's no need to grab these feeble tweezers at present. What was I going to do with them? Typical class. Okay, so do we literally just not have enough information yet? Is that what's going on here? Okay. So we might need to come back and get the tweezers at some point. Thank you for the hydrate, Koneko. How you doing? I hope you're doing well. Alright. Alright. Eepy? Have you not been to sleep yet? Alright, this might be a huge mistake, but we're gonna try and talk to the doctor. Just waking up. Oh, okay. Wait, he's not here? Dr. Miller is no longer working in the laboratory. Where had he gone? That would be good to know. Uh-oh. Okay. So we get the thing in the basement. Get tissue samples of tumor. Perform biopsy. Wait, okay, so this is the thing with the rat. No, this item wouldn't help me open the cage. Open the cage? No, this item wouldn't help me open the cage. So that's what we're doing? We're opening the cage? I mean, I guess the acid, but... don't we need that for the basement? Okay. I think we fucked up. I think I fucked up. That... what? Why did we do that? Huh? Doesn't make... what? What? Huh? I am so confused right now. What? Okay, hang on. I'm reloading. That does not seem right. Hi, Darcy. Alright, hang on, hang on. First, let me do the... okay, there we go. And then hydrate. Okay. How are you, Darcy? How you doing? Also, Darcy, you are such a sweet little blood bag. There you go. How are you, though? You doing okay? Okay, we're gonna go to the basement. Or wait, hang on. Can we go upstairs? No, his cart's still in the way. Okay.